Mr. President,
The senator from New Jersey.
I appreciate the presiding officer, my dear friend, and I think he and I are very aware of this. If you ask the average person who knows about their federal government how many people are in the United States Senate, their answer is going to be 100, and they would be wrong. There are 100 senators, but as the presiding officer and I both know, there are thousands of people that work in the United States Capitol for the United States Senate. This is a larger body of people that are critical to keep this institution running. And there are amazing folks that work here in the United States Senate. If you take the time to talk to them, you will hear stories that make you feel proud to be an American. From literally the people that are keeping the pipes under this place functional, who keep this place and its history and its heritage preserved. There are people on staffs that make sure the floor runs smoothly so senators can present bills and ideas. This is an extraordinary collection of Americans that take part in what is a hallowed and sacred civic institution. But perhaps when people look at the floor, there's 2 senators here, but there's probably 30 or so people on the floor right now, not to mention working in the cloakrooms, but often when people turn on their TV and happen to catch it on C-SPAN, hi Mom, who watches a lot, the folk that they probably most overlook are the people that I think bring an energy, an excitement, and enthusiasm to this place, and that is the pages. Now, I can't even get my mind around when I meet these young people about taking a semester off of your normal track, all your extracurricular activities, all of your friends, traveling from all over the country and coming here, not just to work a full-time job amidst these hallowed halls, but also to hold a full-time schedule of classes. I look at these teenagers and I feel this utter sense of just sympathy for them because they are grinding in ways that a lot of senators don't do. Think about this. They work on the floor of the Senate, which is a demanding job, doing critical work, and then they go home and study. Then they wake up sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning to take classes in things that I'm not sure if every senator could still pass. Calculus, for crying out loud. They do their academic work, and they do their service for their country. So it takes a special breed to do something so irrational with their teenage years. And I get a chance every time, all of us senators get a chance to engage with them and meet them. And I just want to take this moment, Mr. President, on the last day that they're here to just say some things, particularly about this class. Mr. President, this class is the most awful group of joke tellers I have ever met. I mean, their jokes are so particularly bad. I've never described a page of class. They're not just bad. They are painfully pathetic. Their jokes are pugilistic and pugnacious. Their jokes are puke-worthy. Yes, the first time in American history that word has ever been used on the Senate floor, puke-worthy. The truth of the matter is they have a gene in their body that prevents them from having good senses of humor. And I make that clear. They need to work on this or they may not make it in life. But I will say something about this class that I think that a lot of the presiding officer may have noticed, and definitely a lot of the staff that serves on the floor. I was literally struck when I came in on the first day and started engaging with them, as I often do, that there was something special about this class because it's the value I most admire in anybody that I meet. This class, whether there are pages that serve on that side of the aisle or this side of the aisle, I found them immediately to have this important superpower for coping in life, and that is that this page class is kind. They really are good people. I have to say, that's how I'll remember this class. I will try desperately to forget their bad jokes. I will always, though, remember their kindness. I want to tell this page class that you brought something special to this floor, that you all contributed more than you probably realize, that you in your humility probably underestimate the impact you bring to this place. And I know you're going to have special memories here. In fact, It is amazing, as I feel sometimes, just as a senator, that we all had a chance in our service together in the Senate to be on the front lines of history, to witness some of the greatest debates of humanity right now. You heard one from the presiding officer who just spoke to issues that go to the heart of what this country is about, what this country stands for, what this country will do. That was a privilege that you were a part of. But to me, what I think is important about the role that you have played in the short period of time you've been here is the fact that I think you remind a lot of us who are 2 and 3 and 4 times your age that when you still come in here, despite how tired you are, and still have that look of wonder about this place, you help us to remember what a privilege it is to be here. And so I just want this class to know that it has been my privilege as one senator, who I believe probably speaks for most, that it was a privilege to serve with you in the United States of America. I hope you remember that the highest calling of citizenship is service, that this is not your last time that you answer that call, whether it's in your communities, your neighborhoods, whether it's to your states or to this nation. I hope that you always aspire to show your patriotism not by what you say, but by what you do. And dear God, don't let a harsh world, a world that can be mean, ever stop you from being as kind as you were on the day that I first met you. I love that story about the man that goes up to a young person and says, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And the confident young person looked at them and simply said, "I want to be kind." I think you guys already have achieved one of the greatest callings for people, is to be good to one another. And in fact, I look at our political climate in America, and it's often not a good demonstration of that high human virtue. And so I want to thank you for your kindness. I forgive you for your bad jokes. But most of all, I hope that you will not change that spirit that resides in your hearts. Thank you for your service here to the United States Senate. What an honor it has been to be with you. Mr. President, I yield the floor.